187 feet and 3 inches long. That's about the same size as 3 American-sized football fields. For her width, they had to be very specific because this ship had to cross the Panama Canal. Now, the Panama Canal had a width of 110 feet. So, of course, the U.S. Navy made this ship to be 108 feet and 2 inches wide. Yeah. Now, at the lowest part of the ship, the keel to the tip of her mast, she stands at 216 feet and 6 inches tall, which is roughly the same size as a 20-story building. For her weight, fully loaded with everything that they needed to go out to sea, she comes in at 58,000 displacement tons. That is very heavy. But keep in mind that this is the last of 4 Iowa-class battleships to be built. We have the Iowa, the New Jersey, the Wisconsin, and the Missouri. These ships were built for speed. So her speed in the water can reach 33 knots. That's 40 miles per hour. Fun facts for everybody, this is actually the last battleship completed by the United States. Now, before we head over to our second stop on this guided tour, we have to talk about the main attraction, the guns. The ship is equipped with 9 16-inch 50 caliber naval guns. You might hear me say rifles at some point, but the proper term is naval guns. Now, just one of these barrels, one tube alone, weighs 239,000 pounds. That's the same size as a space shuttle. And they're just as long as a yellow school bus. Now, the guns can be moved independently from one another, and the gun turret, this big boxy thing that they're attached to, that can rotate from port to starboard as needed. These guns are breech loaded, meaning they're loaded from the back, and they did have to be at a +5 degree angle for the loading process to happen, but they can be raised as much as 45 degrees like they are right now in less than 4 seconds. The guns required a crew of at minimum 77 crew members to operate one of these gun turrets. The usual crew size, however, is 96 sailors. Now, what you have behind me is just the tip of the iceberg, just the top of the gun turret. Here, you could house between 20 and 30 of those sailors. In the next 5 to 6 decks below this, you'd have the rest of the crew. For the ammunition that we can fire, we have 2 choices. We have the armor-piercing round, which weighs in at 2,700 pounds. It was used to go through reinforced concrete and armor plating. And then we have the high-capacity explosive round. That one weighs in at 1,900 pounds, and it was used for land targets. Now, when the high-capacity explosive reached its target, it would leave a hole of 50 feet in width and 20 feet in depth, which, to visualize that, that's like sinking a tennis court 2 floors into the ground. Now, for whichever round they used, they of course needed gunpowder, and for that purpose, they had bags of gunpowder. One bag weighs 110 pounds.